But I hate that I'm missing you. I look up to the sky. Taking me in dancing. I keep wondering why. You're so far away. Made your great escape. Nothing I can do, nothing I can do to bring you home. Oh, you're so far away. Fade away again. Nothing I can do, I don't wanna do it on my own. You're so far away.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Utherverse live here on X. I'm your host, Other Jake, here with founder and creator of Utherverse, Brian Shuster. How you doing, Brian?
Oh boy, I'm doing great. Co-creator, there was or co-founder. There was another founder. Unfortunately, he passed away, but he did leave quite a present for us. We named the original virtual currency Raise in honor of Ray Schwartz, my late co-founder.
Very good, very good. So we have some. If you guys didn't see the news here, we just posted a little bit earlier. So there's some pretty big stuff we were able to talk about finally today, along with some more updates on the software and some other goodies we have today for you, as well as some giveaways. We'll do some housekeeping really quick. If you want to be eligible for the giveaways, you need to do a few things. So we're doing 3 giveaways, 2 500 Uther giveaways, and then grand prize of 1,000 with a 2x multiplier potential. So go ahead and repost the space, tag 3 friends in this space, like it, make sure you're following Utherverse. That's how you're going to be eligible for today for our giveaways. And for the 2x multiplier, if we pick you and in your bio, before we announce it, you have $UTHR. That's our ticker. If you have it in your bio, we automatically give you the 2x multiplier.
Yeah, great. So, be sure you do that, because it's always sad for me when I am sending out tokens and I see that, there's no 2x multiplier. And you're definitely going to want these tokens, and you're going to want the 2x multiplier, and you're probably going to want to scoop some up before the end of the show. So, yeah, make sure you follow those instructions. Because I'm excited to give away as much as I can today.
Love that. And if you're just listening to us for the first time, welcome in. We do this every Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard. And we also have today our Autumn of Music continues in World, in XAEON, in Utherverse. We have if you're also just listening, you're just tuning in for the first time, in our Web3 platform, the next layer of the internet, XAEON, we're doing a month-long festival of dance parties. So come join us virtually in our Utherverse, in our metaverse, in our game. Brian, you want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So we have been hosting a really fantastic 12-week long music festival. That's our Autumn of Music. And this is the best DJs from around the world. They're coming in every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, spinning insane tunes generally in our club rhythm. which is a state-of-the-art virtual nightclub. You can dance, you get glow sticks, you meet hundreds of other um, fans of the DJs of the platform. People are just coming in to dance and socialize. So today, um, we're October 23. I guess the upcoming DJ is Vinyl Richie at 3 p.m. That's right after this Spaces ends. We had a fantastic DJ Mike 53214 earlier today, but a little too late to catch that show. Tomorrow, on Friday, we've got two. I mean, all of these DJs, you just got to catch these shows. There's nothing like it. There's I, I'm bubbling over because every show that I catch, it's like, can they be better than the last one? It's incredible. We have DJ Astriel at noon. We got Royce coming in at 3, and then on Saturday another stacked lineup with Wickedness at noon. In Menel at 2 p.m. Those are all Pacific times. And then on Sunday we have another double feature for you with QC69 Inc. at noon and Gouda at 3 p.m. And if you miss, you don't need to make notes of that. Utherverse.io Twitter account posts the schedule, posts the individual DJs. And when you go to the show, show your love and support for these DJs. I mean, they're having a blast. They're coming in often with avatars and dancing with you. Um, all kinds of pyrotechnic effects. I mean, it's really, there is nothing like it. And for every token holder or potential token holder, every investor in the company, everybody who just wants to be part of the community. I mean, of course, the DJs take tips in Uther, which is fantastic. And you can support them by following if they if you haven't come in, you could follow their affiliate link. You could retweet their or whatever social media platform. You can rebroadcast it, but for everybody that's invested in our success, I'll tell you, these shows keep growing. The DJs, they're finding out just how much fun it is to DJ for a live audience that's dancing and partying and giving them this amazing feedback. I mean, it's really for them, it's like DJing in a live club, except from home. So, we keep having these DJs want to come back. They're becoming really great community leaders and supporters. But I guess the dollars and cents value of this is they're bringing in their followers and fans. We see the number of users of the platform growing. We're really dialing in with how this impacts our marketing strategy. And it's so positive for the groundswell that's happening. We're building up the community. We're building up the ongoing events system, and this gives us really. It has proven the concept that um, this type of event is successful and we can just start to scale it. And that is what we're doing. So the DJs that are coming in, they are increasingly larger and larger followings. And as we optimize the platform for it, there's no reason to think now that we won't be having DJs that are bringing in, that have tens of thousands, then hundreds of thousands, then millions of fans and followers, because it's all working. It's all working. There's no resistance here. So it really bodes well as another channel of marketing that's unfolding before our eyes.
That's great. Yeah, it's really cool. And there's some community members this week that were just talking about, what else is there to do in Otherverse, and this is the first use case that we've built out, and this is something that's been very successful before, and which is a great topic of conversation based on what we've talked about this week, Brian, is the other avenues that are currently being built out, as i.e. the gamification factor.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first we build the infrastructure and then we add the features, right?
Yeah.
So there are games, and there's other fun stuff to do. The primary fun stuff to do in Otherverse right now, I mean, you check the events calendar, and it's more events driven because we don't have hundreds of thousands of people actively using the software right now. when we got to that point in our last generation Otherverse Classic, the primary activity was, it was the absolute cure for boredom. The primary activities, notwithstanding the adult and, the gentleman's club and all of that for our adult users, which of course is a huge amount of fun, socializing and dancing and just attending a gentleman's club or, the ladies club. But notwithstanding that, it's the social, it's the dancing, it's the meeting, the social aspect that has led to all of the weddings and the dating, all of the relationships. But on the roadmap, what you're going to see happening very quickly now is the events system is going to be activated. I'm skipping one big item because I want to focus on it a little bit. So skipping over what is coming next week.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
um,
Yep.
the event system is gonna happen, and what you're gonna find from the event system is you will be able to schedule events in any of the regions that we own and operate, um, and you'll be able to monetize those events. You'll be able to invite people. You'll be able to get credited. And so what that means is you won't even need us to approve you as a DJ or a band or a comedian or host your own karaoke events. Some of the events that I'm really excited for. I know this may sound silly, but we've already found these to be quite compelling. I mean, we talk about movie screenings, which we've done quite successfully, but allowing independent filmmakers to come in and screen films, but even allowing people to come in. I believe here is where we're going to see a new breed of influencers that's going to take over the web, and really the next generation of the web, which is Otherverse Metaverse. Um, just going in and sharing, scrolling through their TikTok, um, put it up on the screen, and you become a TikTok DJ. You go through your TikTok account for people like me who don't use TikTok to stand around, sit around, joke around with other, let's say, Gen Xers, um, and experience what you experience, except vicariously. And there's going to be, the capability of having prizes and pinatas and those types of things. But imagine, Twitch streamers that are streaming their game play. And instead of just necessarily going to Twitch, you go to the Otherverse Game Coliseum, and you're watching these phenomenal Twitch streamers who are getting access to our audience, who aren't necessarily going to Twitch, but are chatting with each other and having fun with each other while they're all, contributing and watching a Twitch streamer or group of group of commentators that come in to broadcast their X feed, and have a show for an hour where they're showing off the featured materials that they see on their X feed, and having user participation, feedback, and commentary. It sounds maybe more dry when I explain it than when you experience it or when I've tested with it. These things are really quite compelling. I mean, there's so many more use cases, but in any event, the event system, when that comes into play um, next month, this is going to unlock all kinds of events, 24 hours a day, user generated events. And then, of course, the next set of features being, the economy turns on. I'm going to talk about that because that's starting to happen next week. The economy turns on. We have the ability to design clothing, the ability to design new avatar accessories and new avatars, and then user generated regions where things really explode. I mean, if you think Roblox, except Roblox for that's not for that's not a child's game. Roblox, where you can actually build out a business, you can actually build out an amusement park, you could build out a game, any of these things easily by assembling pieces. And that becomes compelling in and of itself. Of course, it's a great way to pass time. It's like uh, a self-directed game, where you get a lot of value, plus you make money. So all of these features that are coming down the pipe, but it's really, as we progress now every week, there's more and more to do. And boy, I mean, music all the time now.
Yeah,
So
it's awesome. And also this made me think of this. Before we even got here, we were, we're very micro now that it's live, and it's everything is in a micro level because people are experiencing it. But before we even got here, the macro level really is Ready Player One. Like the
Right,
full immersive experience of, if you want to do it, you can imagine it. Come do it here, type of experience.
right. With all of the um, with all of the access controls, with all of the monetization, without any of the sort of foolishness that we saw. Well, I guess I was quite critical of Ready Player One as a movie because I'm watching it going, well, that's not actually how this works. But um, optimized and legit. Um, so before we give the first giveaway, I do want to talk about what's coming next week because this is huge, huge, huge. Play to earn. Um, so if you haven't noticed, um, Utherverse, our Xaeon platform, is designed both Web 2 and Web 3. The Web 2 component, the social media component, you can right click on an avatar and pull up their profile. You yourself have a profile. And this system is becoming more and more advanced and more feature rich. It is finally feature rich to the point where you can really customize your profile. You can make posts for your friends and followers on the platform, um, and you can upload pictures and you can upload information about yourself. And this is how not only other users are able to learn about you a little bit quickly and engage in conversation or friendships and all of that. It is how ultimately your we're going to be giving everybody ultimately an AI companion that can help them with all manner of things throughout our platform. But it's how AI companions are going to be able to recommend friends or potential dates by scanning profiles as desired by you. You will be in control of that, of course. Um, but the next step in the social media development is play to earn, where through the social center, which is what we call our social media platform, through the social center, you're going to start getting paid finally in Wuther. So we've been putting the last polishing touches on the user interface for this, and when you pop into World next week, you're going to start to notice that you have a basically an internal account with the World Uther token. And as you do things both in World and on the social center, you're going to start getting paid. And of course, you will be able to cash out your Uther if you're VIP. This is going to be a VIP only feature. You can't transfer or cash out Uther unless, you're VIP. That's for a bunch of different reasons that we've learned over the years. Um, but you'll be able to cash that up for actual Uther on chain, or spend it, or tip with it, or all manner of things. But the payouts are pretty generous. You're going to be earning a lot of cash by just playing the game. So I'm super excited that that's actually uh, developed, working, and just waiting for uh, the final sign off
Oh, that,
to go
that's
live.
interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's a great angle. I didn't realize that there was a VIP feature, but it's still great because you're gonna end up having it pay for itself and making money.
Yeah, I mean, in next week's show, I expect to tell people, well, go to the DJ event. You're going to get paid to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So, tell your friends to start logging in because they're going to start getting paid for performing activity. And of course, it is when we introduced features like this in our classic system that it blew up. That I mean, who doesn't want to just start earning, every day token, and all of a sudden the community was just absolutely busting at the seams. So when I say by the end of the show you're probably going to want to pick up some additional Uther, I'm not kidding. and this is not the big announcements, but there's lots of huge stuff coming. So this one hits the spot anyway for the first segment of the show.
Well, with that being said, Brian, I do have a first winner picked.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome!
Yep. Okay. So you ready?
I'm ready. Drum rolling.
Drums are rolling. All right. So first winner of the day, our third prize is and she has the Uther in her bio. So 2x
Nice.
multiplier is Luna at LUNAXNXN. Luna
All right.
XINXIN. Congratulations. You won the third prize of the day. Please go ahead and DM us here on Utherverse and we will coordinate your prize. Congratulations.
Yeah, amazing.
Awesome. We got Death up here.
All right.
What's up, Death? How you doing?
Good,
Good
good.
morning.
Same old, same old. It's a bloody beautiful day in Australia, so can't complain. Always happy to be on space with you boys. It's the favourite part of the week.
Yeah, well, something about your accent. I always love having you on the space, Dev.
Thank you, thank you. I think it's pretty much the only perk of being Australian, so I'll take it.
Oh, I like Australians, so there's another.
We're a happy bunch. We try and keep it happy. I mean, you live down under, so you gotta have something going for you.
Very true. Cool.
All right. So moving on to the next. The next. I guess this is kind of a big deal. You want to hop into the next hot topic here, Brian?
Boy, I think what I want to do. So I've got a couple of topics I want to talk about before I jump into the main event. Um, I want to well, let me just give some little updates here. This is bigger than I can explain. Anybody who understands the size and scope of the market for um, uh, Utherverse Classic on Steam is going to appreciate that we are now in the final stages of launching. It is going to be called Utherworld or Otherworld. That is the Steam version of Utherverse Classic. It is now all systems go, except for a little bit of marketing that we're going to be doing. So by the beginning of November, I am expecting us to launch Otherworld on Steam. A little bit of background in case you weren't listening 2 weeks ago. Steam is, of course, a gaming platform. It's like an app store almost for computer games, which is exactly our market for Classic. Classic doesn't run on mobile. So uh, uh, over the years, of course, it's been more and more challenging to drive new users to the Classic system, because we need to target PC computers. But Steam has it all in one place, and it's an enormous marketplace. The statistics that I've seen, and they fluctuate and they're not official, but the statistics that I've seen is roughly 180 million computer users obtain a game or more on Steam every month. That's an enormous marketplace, and that's going to breathe huge new life into the Classic system, software which we've developed for well over 10 years with with dozens of developers working hundreds of thousands of man hours ultimately to put this thing together. And it's been revitalized and prepped for Steam. So what's going to happen here is we're going to be making announcements for how you can access on Steam, how you can help us out with marketing. But this is going to drive an enormous amount of attention, an enormous amount of interest in the token, of course, and an enormous amount of interest ultimately in all Utherverse offerings. So I'm really, really encouraged. I mean, things keep getting better and better. Um, and as I see the marketing materials, as I see the materials for Steam, as I see the interest that's already been generated, I just become more and more enthusiastic. It becomes a huge new marketplace for all of our designers and decorators and all of the cottage industries that thrive in Otherverse Classic. This is going to open up a whole new marketplace for everybody. And of course, we do support many, many, many people around the world who work in the cottage industries for Otherverse. So it's really nice to be able to give a new channel of revenue and income to everybody. And of course, it opens up this massive new revenue stream for the company, which allows us a lot more flexibility in terms of growth, in terms of support of the token, in terms of just general operational capabilities and competitiveness. So I'm very, very excited to be able to say that what I'm seeing already on Steam is just incredible, and it's been kudos to all of the teams on staff and otherwise that have been working to pull this off for so long. I mean, it really was a lot of labor and a lot of dedication, and to see it coming to fruition where it's essentially live. It just we need to flip the switch, um, and before we flip the switch, we want to make sure that it's going to go to the top of Steam promotion. So we're going to be doing the marketing campaign for that between now and end of November. Well, really starting next week, Monday to end of October, and then launching it early in November, I think. Maybe even I don't suppose we probably want to launch it on Halloween, but it could launch end of October, otherwise early in November, and then I'll start giving you updates about how that goes. So very excited for the Steam announcement.
That's great. Okay, so before we move on, good good point. And this was brought up last week, and we didn't get to it. But so when you're talking about Steam or Otherverse Classic on Steam, what is the difference, and how do people delineate Xaeon, the Web 3D version of Otherverse, versus the Classic and the new rollout of Classic?
Yeah, well, I mean, the beautiful thing about Classic and the way that it's positioned on Steam as a retro game is that it has all of the features that I'm telling you we're building for Xeon. So there is a clothing marketplace. We do have many, many clothing designers and a clothing catalog, and you can buy and sell clothing and earn a living. We have a thriving deco community who build out metaverses for themselves, for third parties, for businesses, and they get paid, in the original token raise. There are all kinds of clubs and activities, and I mean, um, there's always I was going to say thousands. I suppose in the middle of the night these days, maybe less than 1,000 users online in Classic. But there's always many, many people online in the community in Classic, and there's always stuff to do, and it's really largely user generated. And that's why I say when we open up the events system to users, when we open up the ability to create your own sovereign and have regions and build that out, I am not saying theoretically this is going to give users things to do. I know factually because we see it. We have seen it for over 10 years, really 15 years of where these kind of features have been active in Classic, that it's really compelling. It is a fantastic way to spend time. I mean, the comedy clubs, the karaoke, you know the matchmakers, the wedding planners, and I mean, so much stuff to do all the time, and that's what's coming to Otherverse in the form of Xeon. But boy, anybody who is asking, the difference, I suggest you download and play Classic. I mean, it is a phenomenal community of people. and it's very compelling content to engage with and check out. I mean, I'm so proud of what we did with Classic, and I'm particularly proud of like the social center and the dynamics and the ability to meet people and make friends, and the nature, the good nature of the community, and the charitable work, and everything that we've done with Classic over the last 20 years. Um, and that's what's coming to Utherverse XAEON, and we're staging it, of course, as we built. I mean, the features in XAEON are much more advanced. They're much more in depth. They take a page out of everything that we did with Classic. What did we learn? What could we do better? What didn't work? And now, how do we build this into our next generation software, the XAEON generation, so that um, it can scale, it's seamless, it really hits the mark of what users want. And so when you're listening to me, and I'm bubbling over with excitement over certain things, it's because this is from experience. This is like, I mean, I've been sitting on a pain point here for 10 years going, if only we could build this feature again in Classic, I would do it better. And here we are building it and releasing it better, but in Classic it's still great. So definitely check out Classic. I mean, or wait for it to come out on Steam, if you're a Steam user, because boy, I mean, that's going to be brand new, wild frontier. Just another outlet where I, I don't know. I can't even project. Although I did go through and review and create all kinds of reports on expected. What we can expect from our launch on Steam, and I mean, they're pretty even the most pessimistic are pretty incredible. So that's
Beautiful. No, that's beautiful, Brian. That's perfect delineation, because we got that a lot last week
right.
and 2 weeks ago, and that's and we can also clip that, and that'll live here to come back to and point to as people have questions about moving
Nice.
forward. Yeah.
Nice.
Um,
So there's one other talk. I mean, we missed last week, so I got to
yeah,
jam
you
in
know what?
all of this.
Before you hop into the next
Yeah.
thing, I want to slow
Okay.
down a little. I'm just going through all these. Everyone that's listening right now,
All
you
right.
guys. It's so awesome. You guys really took it to heart. So, Brian, if you look at, just pick a random person's profile, almost everyone has $ Uther in their bio. And this is, not only does this give you the 2x multiplier if you win, it helps put eyes on the token.
That is true. I mean, that's really great to hear, and what a wonderful audience. Thank you, everybody. Um, uh, I mean, your dedication and support is definitely inspiring, and I have to say, there's nothing that motivates me more than wanting to make sure that everybody who has ever uh, supported me gets rewarded. I mean, none of this really is for my own personal uh, benefit, because that's, first of all, not who I am, and secondly, boy, I could have cut and run so many
Yeah.
years ago with so
No,
much money.
knowing you like I know you, yeah, you could have just disappeared, and lived life.
um, but yeah, it's really important for me not to let anybody down ever, unless they uh, unless they're a turncoat. There are some of those.
And you know what? We'll just say this one more time. I'm looking at this. Looks like 90% of you guys have Uther in your bio. If you don't, you're listening to this, just put it in your bio. $UTHR, because if we choose you, that doubles your winnings for today.
So the next item that I want to talk about is something which I haven't talked about for a number of shows, but now that we're closing in, um, I think it's important for me to bring it up, and that is November 13 to 15. We are hosting the 9th annual Virtual Con, the ultimate virtual convention. Now, we've done this 8 times before. There's a trade show floor. You're going to be able to meet and talk with business owners from Classic, from XAEON, You're going to be able to visit the booths. You're going to be able to see for yourself just how amazing these virtual conventions are. And we're also, of course, going to be having speakers from Web3. We're going to be hosting events in XAEON, as well as, of course, there's events in Classic. I mean, it is primarily it's primarily held in Classic. That's where the trade show floor is and the booths. But sponsorships are all but sold out. I think there's a couple of spots left for sort of the small sponsorships. Um, but as an attendee, it's free to attend. Um, and you'll want both versions of software if you want to walk the trade show floor. But um, the the marketing teams here are going to be working away at launching VirtualCon as successfully as it has launched 8 previous times, and that's again November 13 to 15. You probably get an email about it. I suspect we'll be making some more formal announcements. You'll certainly, if you're following us on X, you're going to see more announcements about VirtualCon. Um, and as we are able to reveal some of our speakers and speaking panels and the topics, you'll start to be able to see the schedule. But that's you can see how busy my teams are, and how anxious I am to start expanding. I mean, when I'm talking about virtual reality, I'm talking about virtual conventions. We're talking about Steam. We're talking about Xeon, the music festival, Autumn of Music. Of course, there's the whole Web3 side, the token. Um, there's so many aspects of this company that are all starting to fire at the same time and row in the same direction. And um, VirtualCon is just one more showpiece that we do every year. We are planning another virtual convention that is going to become a regular virtual convention, and that is tentatively called Blockchain VirtualCon. And Blockchain Virtual Con, of course, is going to be all about Web3, blockchain, Bitcoin. And I expect that convention is going to shatter records when it comes to attendance of any kind of blockchain conference, because, of course, you can attend at home on your computer. And the trade show, the booths, the sponsorships, everything is like a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the work. And it doesn't use any physical materials, so it's environmentally friendly. You don't have to travel, but you still get to have concerts, the after parties, the meet and greets, and you're going to get paid to attend. So, I mean, how's that for a benefit?
Sorry, my mic was muted. I'm just picking the next winner here.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah, I mean, I'm really jazzed about the play to earn aspect, and just thinking like, yeah, every 12 hours when you log into the software, you get paid. So who's not going to show up at our virtual conventions now?
I mean, that's you're not wrong, and it's
I know.
the level of thought put into all this but is it's very thoughtful. And I mean, even if you okay, so say the play to earn is you have to pay for the membership, it's your premium. You're gonna make that money back and make money just by playing to earn. So
Right,
it's kind of genius.
right, right. Um, uh,
And not only that, we could touch on. We also have the affiliate program then, and if you're just listening for the first time today, you don't you may not have heard of that. We have the affiliate program as well to invite your friends and profit shares. Is that what you'd say, right, Brian?
Yeah, right. I mean, we want to give everybody an incentive, not just to uh, have your friends come in, which is incentive really incentive enough. If you really experience the value of metaverse, um, but also to share in the revenue from a very early stage where almost nobody is already tagged to somebody else. So definitely join the affiliate program, and when people that you refer, pay a monthly fee in Uther to get upgraded to VIP, why not, get automatic smart contract deposits of Uther, just for, using that link instead of telling them how great it is and using a general link. So yeah, the affiliate program, and we're seeing really good numbers. I mean, the DJs are stacking up numbers. So definitely, if you haven't grabbed the affiliate program, sign up in that. So many ways to benefit here, becoming an influencer when we turn on the events system, or just passively, grabbing some token, and seeing what happens when suddenly there are millions of players that all need Uther token in order to be able to, you know, um, uh, buy clothes and private message and all of the systems that we've set up over the past 20 years.
Yeah, it's wild to think that we're finally here, Brian. It's been a minute. We've been saying for a while. Okay, it's coming. We're building. It's coming. Beta, this and that, and now it's like, look where we are.
Yeah, it's always surreal. I got to say. I mean, this is like my fourth time being in this kind of spot where it feels like it's never going to happen, and then it happens, and then it feels like, well, the next thing is never going to happen, and
Yeah.
then it happens, and it's like all of a sudden I forget what it was like before we were in alpha.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're in alpha, and it's like, okay, yeah, there's bugs, like let's fix this stuff up. And you forget what it was like when we launched beta, and now here we are. Like, I mean, we're at the precipice of launching for real. I mean, we are live, obviously, we are launched, but we're still in version 0.4.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but 0.5 happening soon, and then it's just a sprint here, until we're in version 1.0, and that's and then the world changes, right?
Yeah, and also this is a good thing to talk about too, because when we launched this thing, it was just like on the heels of the last bull market a couple of years ago, when in that during Web3 at that time, everyone in Web3 was like, okay, here's what we're gonna build, or here's what we're building, and here's what's to come. And years have passed, and a lot of those companies have disappeared, and nothing was really built. Like, look at Bored Ape Yacht Club. They look how much money they raised. They launched a token. They did all this, tried to do a metaverse, and now those NFTs that were worth $30,000, $50,000 are worth like 15 cents now.
Great point.
Just for
And I mean,
perspective,
and what did they spend on metaverse? I had heard that the last I had checked was it was over $100 million they had spent trying to build a metaverse, and ultimately it folds
Yep.
because
Yep.
it it's not money, it's experience. Not that we haven't spent an absolute fortune building this, but it's the experience and it's the understanding. It's 20 years of knowing and actually building against a live user base and getting. I mean, it's we build this for the community, not the other way around. And so listening to the community, but it's. I'm going to say this. I don't mean it condescending in any kind of way, but the community will often tell you that they want things which in fact they don't want. And that is how so many metaverse companies get tripped up. They hear users saying, I want this to happen. We want the band to come in as an avatar and be able to all play their instruments through the software. Well, it's easy to say, but then when you actually do it, they go, it would be so much better if they were actually playing the real instruments and we were watching them on video, right?
Yeah.
And so if you don't have a live user base that you can actually test this against and go, okay, well, actually, that they say they want it. Now that we give them something like that, they say they reject it. Then you end up chasing your tail. You build a bunch of stuff that sounds great in theory, but in practice doesn't work. And that's a huge advantage that we've had. Franchised in 17 countries, we're able to see globally what do people universally want? What are local geographies interested in? And I know what our community is interested in right now. Jake, I'm going to stop talking. Let's give away some money.
I mean, sometimes you go on these long-minute things, and then like a minute in, the gem comes out. So I was trying to let you go a little bit.
I know you're great, but But let's give some money away,
All
and
right,
then I'll go off on another one.
I have the next winner picked, and she also has Uther in her bio. So congratulations, you have qualified for the 2x multiplier today. Drum roll, please. We have Reese at Zinnybells, ZINNYBELLZ. Congratulations, you were the second place winner today with 2x multiplier. Please go ahead and DM us here at Utherverse on X, and we will coordinate your winnings. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, and love the name. Love the name. All right. Well, I guess we've kept everybody in suspense. So, I didn't want to say anything about it until I had heard for real. But now we're going to shift gears. We're going to talk about intellectual property strategy and trademark strategy. So this isn't, this is not a fait accompli. There is no deal that is done. But this morning, um, uh, so just to give a little bit of background, of course, Utherverse owns the trademark on Raise. We've been using Raise as a virtual currency for well over 16 years. And we've been using it in, that's before Bitcoin came out. We have the trademark in all the appropriate categories, which would cover cryptocurrency use. Um, we did a lot of battle to get this mark. We fought the Tampa Bay Rays um, in getting the mark. It's a super valuable mark for us. Billions of dollars of transactions have taken place in Classic system with that original token raised. And as I was investigating moving it on chain, um, of course, we discovered that we can't really move it on chain because Radium Foundation is using the symbol. And so I've spent months trying very diplomatically to propose. I'm always about win-win-win solutions, trying to get their attention, trying to get to the point where we could have a civil discussion about how we can benefit everybody here. I mean, this mark is really valuable, and there are a lot of companies that we're discovering which are, we're starting to send notices to, not just Radium Foundation, but many companies that in the blockchain space that are dancing around, the mark or directly infringing the mark. So um, we need a clean landscape in order to be able to move Raise on chain. And uh, uh, so this inspires our effort to start to clean it up so that we can enforce our intellectual property. And of course, as I say, I have a huge win-win-win solution for Radium. But I was having a lot of difficulty, as everybody who's been following knows, in getting the attention of decision makers at this completely anonymous, essentially, organization. And that required us to, we filed lawsuits against several parties for infringing the mark and for contributory infringement. You probably heard we filed a lawsuit against CoinMarketCap. We filed a lawsuit against CoinGecko. And we noticed multiple other companies that were otherwise participating in, what I consider to be the infringement of our mark. And we're preparing lawsuits against a whole suite of these companies that we put on notice. But these activities did not apparently go unnoticed. And so the result is that I have now been, spent the last week in indirect talks with the Radium Foundation. And as of this morning, was invited to prepare a written proposal to submit for the final, what is hopefully the final stages of negotiation that will be absolutely huge for Uther, um, if this goes through, and it will be huge for radium. They stand to benefit an enormous amount also, um, because of course they're going to be connected then with Utherverse, the premier metaverse. I mean, what really is going to be the only metaverse platform, moving forward over the next several years. I'm convinced we're going to just dominate the space. Ultimately, everybody will either move onto our system so that their metaverse is compatible with our Xeon browser, or they'll become obsoleted like America Online, or CompuServe, or any of those uh, companies that originally tried to compete with the internet, right? So a huge value to Radium, a huge value to Ray, their token, Ray holders, a huge value to Otherverse, and a huge value to Uther holders. I'm not going to repeat here the specifics of the proposal, because I don't want to, sort of box myself in if there is negotiations. But I consider this to be a monumental breakthrough that I'm now uh, able to have, what is essentially, I mean, it's moderated, direct negotiations with the decision makers at Radium Foundation. So a thank you to everybody who helped with this. It was your, uh, what do you call it, reposting of my posts on X, uh, and a lot of the comments, and we definitely got attention, and then more attention, and ultimately this became a very serious. I don't want to file any more lawsuits. I never wanted to file the original suits that we filed here. I would love just to dismiss all of this and have a great settlement that is in everyone's interests, and lift up the whole Solana ecosystem, and lift up Radium, and of course lift up Uther. But I suspect that what's going to happen is, without warning, all of a sudden one day, we're going to see this God candle on Uther, where um, uh, some deal is announced. Um, I I should footnote this by saying I have inked other deals, and one in particular that I'm thinking about, that I'm only permitted to discuss with our investors under NDA, um, uh, that could be that has the potential to be the biggest deal that I've ever inked. And I, you all don't need to know the particulars, but you should know, like, I've done deals like, I sold WebJump to the Globe in 1999. That was a $25 million deal in 1999 dollars, so probably worth $50 million in today's money. I sold patent portfolios that I'm not allowed to say the actual sales price, but it's in the same kind of range. Um, and for me to be saying I'm excited about this deal because it could be bigger than either of those. Um, uh, uh, there's stuff coming down the pipeline here which is just going to shock and melt faces. Um, and I can't tell you exactly when it's going to happen. Nothing is certain in this world. I don't even know that taxes are certain, um, other than death and taxes, right? Is that what they say?
You say death and taxes, but I'm not even sure taxes.
Right. There's a lot of people that seem to be able to avoid taxes somehow. But certainly, all of a sudden, I expect to wake up one morning and go, well, isn't that interesting? Um, I mean, I think Uther is so grossly undervalued. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Don't take that to the bank, because I'm probably not allowed to give advice like that. But so grossly undervalued based on what I know, and I try to give everybody who listens like as much kind of what would be considered insider information if I wasn't revealing it. But what I guess we're calling it alpha, about what's really happening. I try to be as transparent as I'm allowed to be, and this is as transparent as I can be. But obviously, I'm excited. I was working on this all morning, and I'm going to work on it when we're done here. to try to turn this around, because obviously um, have had discussions about the proposal, but now uh, reducing it to writing and making it official, that's exciting times. Um, I'd love to get out of the morass of doing battle, um, and get into the partnership area of let's all work together and just make the world a better place, and make everybody kind of a lot of money. So the focus shifting is exciting, and writing up proposals where everybody wins is exciting. And of course, bringing this little chapter hopefully to a rapid conclusion now is exciting. So now you're all as up to speed as I am probably allowed to bring you up to speed. Um, but there you have it. There's the punchline of the show.
Beautiful. I mean, that's exciting. I mean, this is also something I haven't heard the full details of either until right now, which is it's really exciting.
Yeah, well, you heard me in the staff meeting yesterday say I don't want to put a title on the show yet because I'm hoping to get some
Exactly
news,
right.
right? And sure enough, news comes in like so. Obviously, we haven't had a chance to go over the details because just arrived uh, late this morning.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, if you're listening, you heard it first.
Yeah, very true.
um. So okay, well, I brought somebody up, a listener, Brian. Did you want to
Yeah,
ask a question?
awesome. Of course.
All right, Chris, welcome up, Chris Mills. We got you up.
Hey, Chris.
We got you up with here with Brian. Not sure if you wanted to speak or not, but he requested, so brought him up. Figured
Okay.
we'd ask. Let's see.
Yeah, and you're muted,
He's
just in case you didn't know.
okay. Maybe he wanted
So,
to be up here and present with the
yeah,
great.
well, that's fine. That's fine too. Um,
Dad,
boy, yeah,
did
I am feeling really good about what's happening these next few weeks, and uh, uh, people are going to see really material changes. I mean, just to circle back, like the Autumn of Music Festival. Um, I mean, it's always I'm always nervous when we're launching something out that's never been done, that's really new. Um, you know uh, how well are we going to is it going to be received, and how what are the DJs going to think, and are we really going to be able to fill up like two shows a day, 4 days a week for 12 weeks? And now it looks like, yeah, we're going to be filling up more than two spots a day. We're going to need to get the event system going because all of these DJs, everybody just has such a great time. They all want to come back, continue playing, and it's going to be too much. So I think after the 12 weeks, this is just going to continue, and it's going to be like perpetual um, rave dance parties, um, uh, as one sort of pillar of Utherverse. But it's really nice to see, now that the software is so good and stable, um, that kind of every project we're doing. I mean, if you haven't been to the Mindy Art Gallery, like the art galleries are taking off, and I've got artists coming to me with like $100 million collections asking if they can display their art, in the galleries. I mean, everything we're doing now, it's like it's so validating, and it bodes so well for the project. So
so so
um,
great, Brian. So it's beautiful.
yeah, I mean, it required so much patience. It still requires patience. It's like it's all encouraging, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I look at the price of the token, and I think, I mean, this books are going to be written about it. It really, God, I look at it like, here's the opportunity to when Bitcoin was trading for nothing. You know, uh, you're picking up 10,000 Bitcoin for a pizza, uh, right? I mean, so yeah, but to see things actually working, is it really is a new phase. So wonderful. Wonderful stuff. Let's give away some money.
Yep. I
And
have the final winner here picked. Okay, so you ready? You ready?
I'm
All
ready.
right. So, drum roll, please. Let's see. All right. Grand prize winner of the day is Coco Duel. Congratulations, Coco Duel. He also has Uther in his bio.
Oh,
So,
beautiful.
congratulations. Everyone give him a nice round of applause. Congratulations. Coco, Duel, Coco Duel. Please go ahead and DM us here on Utherverse. We will coordinate your prize and send it out to you along with the other winners. Congratulations.
This is what we've been missing the whole time, Jake, is the sound effects. I love the
I found
applause. Well, congratulations. I'm looking forward to sending out the winners. And definitely come back around next week to start playing to earn. And Death, you got something here?
I just want to say, as someone that's deep in the crypto space, this is such bullish news today, guys. If this doesn't make you bullish for what's to come, I don't know what will. Not only topping that off, we've had a crazy month in the market. One of the only very few coins to stay stable and actually increase in price throughout the month. So I don't know what else you need to hear, but this is bullish as it could be. I am pumped.
Yes, thank you, Death. And I know you monitor things very closely.
Yes, definitely. I was watching all through the horrific 10th of the 10th, and we didn't even see a tick down. We stabilized, and then 2 days later we had a nice swing up, a big 50% increase. So that was beautiful to see. So yeah, it's seriously bullish. I can't get it through enough. I can't wait to see what happens, and definitely never fade Brian.
me. Oh, fade Brian Shuster.
Well, I appreciate that, you guys. We'll never let you down.
Love it. Congratulations to the winners. And Brian, congratulations. It's a lot of stuff, big stuff is happening, and it's a lot of long time coming, uh, milestones coming and happening all at once. So really congratulations to you as well.
Well, I appreciate that, and really, it's credit to my entire team. I mean, I delegate stuff. I think I delegate well, but you guys pick it all up. I mean, Anna, I see she's back, and she's a rock star. Death, you. I mean, my legal team, unbelievable what they're doing. The developers and the community, but mutual admiration society, I guess. Thank you, everybody. Great show, guys.
Yep, great show to you, Brian. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Death, for being here, and thank you, Brian. And
Yep.
most importantly, thank you all for tuning in and sticking with us. And congratulations to the winners. We do this every week, and we do this, to for you guys to hear it first. So congratulations, and thank you all for being with us today.
Yeah. See you again here next week.
All right, see you next week. See
Bye
you.
all.
Have a great weekend.